For this project today, we're going to learn about two main things. We're going to learn about collage by looking at some works by Claire Youngs, and we're going to learn about the word medium and what that means in art class. We'll be creating a little artist trading card to learn these two big ideas. For this lesson, you need two new vocabulary words. The first one is collage. Collage. Collage looks a little bit like college, but I always remember college with is an E here for education, and collage has an A here for art. The other word that we're going to be learning about is medium, and what it means in the art world. Collage is when you take little pieces of paper, put them together, glue them together to make one beautiful piece of artwork. So here I created all of these pieces of paper, then glued them together to create an overall artwork. The word medium can mean lots of different things in art, but in this case, when we're asking what the medium is, we're asking what materials you used. So if I used crayons, my medium would be crayons. What's my medium if I use these? Colored pencils. What's my medium if I use these? Markers. What's my medium if I use these? Oil pastels. What's my medium if I use all of those things? We call that mixed medium. Today, to make our collage, we are going to be using a mixed medium. Let's take a closer look at Claire Young's work. Now, Claire Young is an illustrator and a collage artist mainly, but she really creates a lot of different subject matters. When I was going through her Instagram feed, I really noticed a couple of reoccurring, and one that I'd like to bring into this project is her lovely lions. Now look at each of these lions has a completely different personality just by the shapes and the colors that she uses in her collage work. We're going to be using lions for our artist trading cards. We're going to be using mixed media to create all of these beautiful shapes and lines to make designs and all these wonderful colors. What I'm going to start out with is a tracer to kind of get the size of an artist trading card. I'm just using a nice piece of paper, but it doesn't have to be a brand new one. It can be a scrap piece of paper. This piece of paper is a little bit heavier so that it can handle multiple mediums. So maybe some paint or some markers. I want it to be able to handle everything. So I decided to use two to kind of create the main. The reason that we're going to create the shape first is to understand how big the artist trading card is for when we cut these out and place them onto our final card. So two ways that I think Claire Young really creates her artwork is she draws her shape and then she creates paper to create that shape. But instead, what we're going to do is divide it up and use multiple mediums in that section. Notice I'm doing kind of a rectangle. I saw that Claire used some rectangles for the hair part of the lion, the mane. I also saw that she created some that had more of an oval. Now with this oval, what I'm going to do is start from the center and kind of divide it out into some different pie shapes. Some are big, some are small. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, you notice that there's some space down here. I'll be using that space for the heads later on. This part is just the manes. Now I'm going to go ahead and fast forward my next little part because what I'm going to be doing is using multiple mediums to create my artwork. Now what I'm doing here is using multiple mediums to create a base. So each section I color in with a plain color. Then I use those same multiple mediums and I start creating some design on each of the sections. So I have completed my mains. I have two choices now, and I use lots of different mediums such as crayons, colored pencils. I use some play colors and texture plates. I used both permanent and water-based markers and some oil pastels. So definitely exploring the many mediums to make these two options for my artwork later on. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is create some faces for my lions. Now these have to be smaller than what I've created up here, so I did see some rectangle heads. I saw some heads that kind of look like this, had the ears attached, and then I saw some beautiful oval heads as well. So I can go ahead and draw some different shapes and then start creating the faces of my lions. So what I'm doing is kind of looking at Claire Young's work, but also trying to be inspired by myself. I'm going to just make 2 ears over here for this guy that I'll cut out later to add on. I love Claire adds these cute little cheeks to some of her work. I'm going to continue with my faces here and then add some of my mixed medium to finish out the job. Again, you're going to see me using lots of different shapes and lines to make designs as well as many different mediums, adding those mediums on top of each other over and over to create some interesting faces. Before we start creating our collage with this artwork that we have created, I need to get my artist trading card ready to go. Now in my case, I'm going to put a stamp on the back, and that's going to allow me to fill out the information on the back. I need to make sure that I have my name on here, the medium. Our medium is mixed medium, you got it. So mixed medium. Title is going to be lion, year, and age. Okay, I have my information on the back, and I'm going to create something nice and simple for the background of my artist trading card. In this case, I think I'll just go ahead and use a marker to fill that in. You could do a simple design or one solid color, or if your artist trading card is already designed, you could leave it, or if you want it white, that would be fine too. But I'm just adding a little color so that I have a nice background. I have one that is dry and ready to go right here. So now I'm ready to start collaging. So this is some big decisions. I have to decide which one of these I like the best. It is kind of hard. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with this one here. Give it a nice round shape. And if I really loved both of them, well, I could probably make 2 artist trading cards. Let's see if that's going to fit. Oh, it just fits perfectly. I could maybe trim it down a little bit if I wanted to. Okay, and I think with this one I'm going to do this cute little head here. Oh yeah, I like that. Although I'm noticing that I'm missing ears, so I'm going to use the ears that I created over here. All right, that's looking great. Now, all I have to do is use my glue stick, glue everything down, and then my collage is completed. By using Claire Young's as inspiration, I know that you're going to create some amazing collage. Remember, collage is when you take multiple pieces of paper, glue them together to make a picture. And we really explored lots of different mediums, which when we use together, we call mixed medium.